concerns. In this morning's speech, Pope Francis was calling for peace in Gaza, Ukraine, and other hotspots around the world.
Fox's Madison Scarpino. First Lady Melania Trump will be hosting the annual Easter egg roll today.
In addition to the classic egg roll and egg hunt on the South Lawn, the First Lady's office says guests will enjoy a wide array of entertaining activities, including a cookie decorating station, a space exploration experience courtesy of NASA, a bubble station, bunny tunnel, soccer eggs extravaganza, and an AI-powered experience and photo opportunity courtesy of Meta. There will also be live performances, including from the bands of the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Army. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
I'm Sue Guzman. This is Fox News.
Okay, what's BP Smart Pay?
So it uses your smartphone to pay when shopping at the grocery store, mall, or wherever they accept contactless payments.
Restaurants too?
Yep.
Okay, how?
It's easy. Go to your wallet on your smartphone and enter your Bank Pacific Visa debit card, and presto, your smartphone is now Smart Pay ready.
BP Smart Pay. I like it.
Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots for over 70 years. Member FDIC.
KFC's Lent menu is filled with so many seafood options, it's enough to keep you going for the entire Lenten season. They're all here. Popcorn shrimp, fish wraps, fish fillets, shrimp and crab Kellogg's wraps, and our famous KFC shrimp burger. Mix and match chicken and fish in both 6 and 12-piece family meals with sides and biscuits. And for dessert, you have to try my apple pie poppers. KFC's Lent menu is available for a limited time at all KFC restaurants and for delivery at kfcguam.com or WhatsApp 300-3278. KFC, it's finger-licking good for Lent.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
When one of my family members needs to be seen by a medical provider for an illness or injury that's not life-threatening but still requires immediate medical care, I go to the FHB Health Center Urgent Care. With convenient hours, no appointment needed, and medical providers I trust, my loved ones are receiving quality medical care. For more information, go to www.fhbguam.com. FHB Health Center, the island's only truly dedicated urgent care.
It's 1,607 hours. Time for Veterans with Benefits. Your hosts, Anthony Tyron and Corinna Ballista.
Half a day. Oh, I like that. I like that intro. It's like a almost like a wrestling intro, right?
Sunday, Monday.
So happy Easter, everyone. That was yesterday, but I think it's Easter in the States, right?
Yes, it is.
So you're listening to us on The Point. You can call into 671-888-TALK 93.3. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Ambrose Inc., HFMC, which is Hebzibah Family Medical Clinic, American Legion Post 1. Visit them every second Saturday for Steak Day. Master Blasters for all your blasting needs. And then 11Z's. Today I got the tainted matcha. So good. Oh, Miss Grace said that she has some stuff for us. I forgot to pick it up. Man. And then Domino's Pizza.
Thank you, Dane.
And then JTC Services, the most services, Mr. Rob Jackson that we had on, and I think Ray had him on. I'm not sure if it was the next day or a few days after. And then HMI, the nonprofit veteran organization. Then we're going to jump into tip of the week. Anthony.
All right. So, aid and attendance for a veteran receiving VA pension. What it is, aid and attendance, A&A, is an additional benefit paid to veterans or surviving spouse who are already eligible for the VA non-service connected pension and who need help with daily personal care. Legal authority, 38 CFR, subsection 3.351, special monthly pension criteria for aid and attendant. 38 CFR subsection 3.352A defines and counts as needing aid and attendant. Eligibility criteria, pension plus aid and attendant. To qualify for pension with aid and attendant, the veteran must have at least 90 days of active duty with at least 1 day during wartime, be age 65 plus totally disabled, or reside in a care facility, meet financial eligibility, net worth under $155,356 in 2024, have a medical need for a daily assistance such as inability to dress, bathe, or feed oneself, need for protection from daily hazards, bedridden, or legally blind. 2024 payment example, single veteran with aid and attendant up to $2,300 per month, married veteran with aid and attendant up to $2,727 per month. This version of aid and attendant is part of the pension system and only available to veterans who meet income, asset, and wartime service rules. Number 2, aid and attendance for veterans receiving VA disability compensation. Veterans receiving disability compensation for service-connected disabilities are not eligible for aid and attendant pension. However, they can receive extra compensation under the Special Monthly Compensation, SMC, system if they need regular aid or are housebound. What it is, Special Monthly Compensation is additional tax-free compensation for veterans with service-connected disabilities who have severe medical needs, including needing aid and attendance, being housebound, having loss of use of limbs, blindness, or serious conditions. Legal authority, 38 CFR, subsection 3.350 B2I, special monthly compensation. 38 CFR, subsection 3.352 alpha, again defines what counts as needing aid and attendant. Eligibility for special monthly compensation, aid and attendance level. You may qualify for special monthly compensation L, entry level, aid and attendant, if you are rated 100% service connected or have TDIU and need help with daily activities like dressing, bathing, feeding, etc. Are in a nursing home due to disability, have severe visual impairment, 5/200 vision or worse. 2024 payment example, 100% disabled vet plus SMC, special monthly compensation L, around $4,100 per month. Higher special monthly compensation levels like SMC-R or SMC-S can push that amount over $5,000 per month. This is a disability compensation-based benefit and does not have income or asset limits. You must have a service-connected disability causing the need for care. Comparison pension, aid and attendant versus disability plus special monthly compensation. Criteria, pension plus aid and attendant. Base benefit type, non-service connected pension. Eligibility trigger, wartime service plus income asset limits plus need for care. Income asset limits, yes, net worth under $155,000 in 2024. Disability compensation plus special monthly compensation. They must have a service-connected compensation. The eligibility trigger, service-connected disability plus need for care. Income asset limits, there are none for disability compensation SMC. Okay, service connection for pension is not a requirement. Medical need required is you do need a medical need for pension. There's no rating needed, and it's $2,300 to $2,727 per month in 2024. Can get both aid and attendant and SMC? No, must choose pension or compensation. Okay. For disability compensation and special monthly compensation, yes, you are required to have a service connection. Yes, same criteria, different benefit route. 100% disability or TDIU for common rating level. And then it's $4,100 to $5,000 a month. Special monthly compensation is an add-on to compensation. That's where can you get both aid and attendant and SMC. For disability compensation, yes, you can get both. All right, example scenarios. Veteran A, pension aid and attendant, served in Korea, wartime, age 75, has Parkinson's disease. Income is $12,000 per year, pays $14,000 a year for in-home care. Qualifies for VA pension aid and attendant, $2,300 per month. Veteran B, disability plus SMC. Rated 100% for service-connected ALS. Needs assistance with feeding, mobility, hygiene. Qualifies for SMC L or higher, $4,100 to $5,000 per month. No income asset review required because that's with disability. Final thoughts. Both aid and attendants under pension and special monthly compensation under disability compensation provide extra financial support for veterans who need help with daily care. Pension aid and attendant is for low-income, wartime veterans with non-service connected needs. Special monthly compensation and aid and attendant for service-connected veterans with serious disabilities and offers higher compensation. All right, that's our tip of the week. And
all right, that was a lot. Yes.
Yes, it was.
And did you want to say hello?
Yes, I wanted to say hello to Knox and Aaliyah and to my mom.
All right. So let's say hello to those watching us online. Let me see. Oh, there's, let me see. Okay. So we have Joanne Fullerton. She says, good evening. Ishmael Velez, first to fight for the right and to build our nation's might. I think I got the tone right. And then Jose gave him a salute. Frankie Tadagui, half a day from Cross Island Road.
Whoa.
Thank you, HMI, for all you do for us veterans.
Thank you too, Frank. You're a big help to all our veterans too, and thank you for all you do.
Yes. Brendan Fausto, Jigo Jarhead, watching Let's Go Veteran Warfighters. And then Edward Buendicho, yes. Half a day. And then Ramos, evening, HMI team and veterans.
Good evening.
All right. We had a really, really long week. So we had the proclamation. I think, Jose, I think I sent you some of those pictures. So we had the proclamation signing declaring 2025 as Year of the Veteran Count and Registry. It was Good Friday, but we still had standing room only. Thank you to all the veterans that showed up. Thank you to all the veterans that registered. So you know what the proclamation was about. And I think we talked about this last week when we, were talking about the proclamation because it was rescheduled once. So we have different numbers, and these numbers mean something. And oh, that's nice. Look, it says, "Count on me, I served." So that's the banner. The banner was so nice. Those are all the sponsors. We have Ambrose, Hubzaba, JTC. Oh, that's our team carrying the banner. I almost didn't pick up the banner because I forgot about it on Thursday. Those are really nice pictures. The mayor of Aston, and then we had Senator Westcare was there. Wounded Warrior Project was there. Really nice. Standing room only. That was really nice showing. Of course, I did the opening remarks. Then we had the director there. He was surprised to see that there were so many veterans, but I don't think, it should be a surprise because these veterans are showing up for themselves and showing up for their family members and for the future. When in my opening remarks, I said, this is, yes, it's for us, but it's also for those to come. So today we met with, we briefly met with the congressman's office, and we talked about some numbers, and We talked about how, well, first, a little mini education for those that don't know about the 3 different administrations within VA. So one is Veterans Benefits Administration, which is when you apply for your benefits, you get your compensation per month. And then the second one is Veteran Health Administration, right? Yes. Where you get health care, where that's where you register for CBOC and you go to your first appointment. That's Veterans Benefits. And then that's Veterans Health. Then there's the Veterans Cemetery Administration, which we all want to stay out of. So we got the number, up-to-date number, as 14,000. So those are the veterans on Guam receiving benefits. And then 6,000 of those veterans are receiving health care. So those numbers are not the same. So if we have those that are receiving benefits, they're qualified to get health care, right? Mm-hmm. So when we were talking to them, they said we need to bring the numbers up, and that was it's always been, what is the true number of veterans on the island? Sure, a lot of veterans relocate, but at the same time, we have a lot of Guard and Reserve that are veterans. Every time they get activated on orders, they get a DD-214. So those are the ones that need to be filing their claims. Those are the ones that need to be getting health care up at the CBOC. Because if we just registered those veterans, then our numbers will go up. And then the retirees, when you ask them about their health care, they say, oh yes, I go to Naval Hospital. But the mission of Naval Hospital is active duty. I mean, the priority is active duty. So that was, one of the reasons for the veteran health, for the veteran count and registry. We just need to bring our numbers up, and we need to do more outreach. I know we're doing a lot, but we can still do more. And then what else do we do? You're still showing our pictures there?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think I see. Here. Yes. So we have since Friday, Good Friday, we've already had 112 veterans register. So we have a QR code, so now it's digital. So it matches the exact same information that the GOVA office has: name, email, phone number, address, what era veteran were you? Oh, that's a nice picture of everyone. What veteran, what era you were, what status you are, and if you would like someone to contact you, and what the information is going to be used for. So it was a really great turnout, and I think a lot of the veterans, before the proclamation started, some of the veterans didn't know, right? They were invited by someone. They didn't know what we were doing. So I explained it in the opening remarks. This is what we're doing, and this is why we need to do it. And go ahead.
And I believe that, because it was Good Friday, and, there were a lot of people that had, religious obligations they had to take care of. And, it wasn't, here on Guam, being predominantly Catholic, most of the folks are not just going to, forego Good Friday, religious, regimen just for our, veterans count proclamation. But, we did try to bring that up to the organizers over the front office, and, this is what they decided was the date we were going to do it, and it turned out to be great. There wasn't too much yelling or making too much noise. No. So, for those of you in the Catholic faith, I mean, at least that, we didn't have like music blaring or anything like that. We just did our thing, sang our hymns, and, signed the proclamation.
Yes. And thank you to Crystal Pacos San Augustine for singing the Guam hymn for us and the national anthem. And, she also said, it's Good Friday. I tried not to make it loud. But like you said, we invited a lot of veterans, and, some of them said, sorry, I have to go to mass, I have to go to church. So for as many as those that said I couldn't come, we still had a really good showing.
Packed house.
There were
Yes.
no more seats, and it was great. And I think I gathered them all to the front because everyone wanted to sit in the back. I said, "Hey guys, you need to fill in from the front. I'm gonna what is it? Tap and move forward."
And I think interestingly, right? It was the protocol office that assigned having to invite folks. I mean, last year when we did the Year of the Veteran, we had more active duty folks come out. We had some of the commanders from the current bases actually come out. I think when we reached out to General Polensky.
Oh, I think
he had a
was he
prior
off island, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, he had a prior engagement.
Yes, his
right?
protocol office said that he couldn't come.
Yeah, and these are the types of events, right? When we have these types of events, it's really important that our counterparts show up to these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, the governor mentioned that Jose San Agustin is our leader from GOVA. Mm-hmm. And, this is a direct reflection. If we need more people to be coming out or really show force and show our numbers, we got to get our director to be, supported. And I'm not sure if the governor's going to be dumping more resources over there to get him to do more work or get more help for him. But whatever the case might be, we need to rally around him, according to the governor, and get that done. So I think his relationship with all the other directors of the GovGuam agencies are things that he probably may need to start rallying them around him, because, we can get a lot of support from the different organizations or departments within the government. You just go down the list. Last year we had the Labor Day picnic. I think we had a GOVA tent. Mm-hmm. I know it's designed for celebrating the workers, but maybe if we organize getting some, organizations that are not GovGuam entities, just ask them to, hey, our office is going to be partying and getting drunk and celebrating Labor Day picnic. So can we have maybe some folks or volunteers, sit around and collect data? That's a big event for the government agencies, that if we get these people to sign up while they're down there, this will take care of doing some things.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah. So that's the next step. The next step is to have a kickoff event. We couldn't do anything, we didn't want to as well because it was Good Friday. We didn't want to have a kickoff event or like we did the Year of the Veteran. Remember, we set up a canopy outside in the front lawn. We had food, drinks, had some shirts. So we're going to do that again. We're going to have a kickoff ceremony, and we're hopefully going to, have our partners there to register. So one of the veterans there asked me, well, why do I need to go to the CBOC? Why do I need to register there? You need to register there because the VA doesn't know you exist. And of course, what you applied for and what you have is VA disability, VA healthcare, and those are federal programs. So the number that matters is the federal number, right? That's the number that that they need if we want to have better resources, better facilities. We need to get our count up and count higher. So that's the next step, is to have a kickoff event. We'll be pushing that date out, and hopefully we'll have the CBOC there, the GOVA office there, because veterans, you still need to register down at the GOVA office, especially your DD-214. Bring your DD-214 there. The last DD-214 you had with your either retired rank or the rank that you separated with. And that's important, especially if you want to someday rest at the VA cemetery here in Guam. And
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
It might be just a comment. There are, and I've met and heard of some veterans who are reluctant to sign for the registry, and that's fine because that's their prerogative. Mm-hmm. But is there any obligation to registering, or once that happens, and then also, there's that fear of always being on a list of somebody's, right? But what are the external benefits of registering, even if you don't collect yourself or you don't want to benefit directly from this? What does that registry do for Guam?
Right. So, like I mentioned earlier, we sat with the congressman's office just not too long ago, and we talked about, hey, these are all the things that are going on with veterans today, since HMI really has the pulse of the veterans. Is these are the things, and I actually delivered a packet to him and said, hey, this veteran needs help. So we work really closely with the congressman's office. So we had someone visiting from their DC office, and he told us, hey, this is the most current number, and we need our numbers. We need our numbers to show, and it can't be, hey, Guam, what are your numbers? And we have 24,000, we have 14,000, and we have 6,000. All those numbers don't, those numbers just don't make us look good, especially when we're asking for things, right? So we would like better facilities. We would like more doctors here. We would like specialty doctors. But what justifies that? What justifies that? And also, if you're a veteran who has never filed your VA claim, there are so many benefits available to you. Maybe we need to do a show on each benefit, because that's what we teach at our benefits boot camp. Is we teach you what compensation amount you get, what benefits you get per percentage, what benefits are available for your family members. You have access to a VA home loan, which means zero down payment when you purchase your home loan. Yes, you have to qualify, that you can afford the payments. Of course, you still have to qualify for the loan, but zero down. And then you get free health care. You get medication mailed to you. And then the CBOC, they have a new, what is it called? Pharmacy there. It's like a mini pharmacy there for what they have on hand. So there are different benefits. And if the veteran doesn't want to do it for themselves, do it for their family members. They don't want to do it for them, do it for the future veterans to come. And then I could go on and on, Jose, but we'll talk more about that when we come back from the break. You're listening to The Point on 93.3.
Delicious dishes with local flavors? Look no further than Mezcla Bistro. From our juicy burgers to flavorful seafood and local fusion, every dish is made with love and the freshest ingredients. Join us for an unforgettable lunch, dinner, or decadent Sunday brunch. Visit us online at mezclaguam.com or call 671-479-2652 or 671-489-2653 to make a reservation. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro, a true taste of Guam.
Introducing Nissan Guam's exclusive first-time buyer program. Perfect for those with little or no credit history, no co-signer required. It's simple. You apply, we approve. You drive away in your brand new Nissan. Low monthly payments perfect for any budget. Get started on your finance pre-qualification at nissanguam.com or call their helpful sales team at 671-647-7261 today. On approved credit, conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
At Guam Regional Medical City, world-class heart care is just a heartbeat away. GRMC is pleased to welcome board-certified interventional cardiologist Dr. Mahesh Gola and Dr. Bishoy El Babawi. Together, they specialize in advanced heart interventions to treat heart attacks, various heart and blood vessel conditions, arrhythmia, and more. For more information, visit grmc.gu or contact 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762.
Boss 104, The Point, Star 101, and Lotte Hotel Guam present the 2025 Island Wedding Expo. Mark the date, Saturday, June 14th. Join us as we showcase an abundance of elegant choices for your special day. Table spaces are now available, but hurry, they're filling up. If you're a business that caters to all things weddings, from coordinators, florists, cakes, photographers, and more, call 888-7346 and connect with Doris, Shanzi, Daryl, or Michelle. For more information about the 2025 Island Wedding Expo, call 888-RDIO, 888-7346.
I see you dancing in there, Jose, and we're back.
I'm marching.
I know. You're listening to us on The Point 93.3. You can call into 671-888-TALK. I like that intro. So we have Chuck Hazard saying that he commented on YouTube. He says, I don't think you see it. So he put Guam under the sea mostly. That's his that's his name on YouTube. Guam under the sea. Hello, Anthony and Karina. This is Chuck. Do I have to also register with GOVA? So I think that's the same question that Jose asked earlier. What are the benefits? Why should I? So the local Guam benefits is you can get the distinction or the words veteran written on your driver's license, and some businesses on the island, some local businesses offer a veteran discount, and that's what you could show. And then also a driver's license, I think the $25 fee is waived. And then if you're 100% service-connected veteran, your primary home, you do not have to pay the land tax. And then there's also benefits for going to school at UOG and GCC. And, all of these things is what we talk about and what we teach at Benefits Boot Camp, which brings me into the next, part that I wanted to talk about was Benefits Boot Camp 41 is happening at Telefofo Elementary School, May 6 to 8, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So if you want to register, you can send a text message to 672-7631. 682-7631. And we'll send you the link to register. And it's absolutely free. And then our next one will be in June, Aston Mayor's office. That's Boot Camp 42, June 10 to 12. And we keep adding and changing Benefits Boot Camp. That's why when I talk to a lot of veterans, I'm like, hey, have you attended our boot camp yet? They're like, no. So what we do is, like we always say, like Anthony says, is there's no one pushing out all this fast information for veterans. All these changing all these changing policies and benefits for veterans. No one's pushing it out. So I have a slide and I'm changing it every boot camp, adding all the benefits that come. So we go over the benefits that you get for local veteran Guam, and then the benefits per percentage. Then we also go over the dollar amounts because the dollar amounts matter. Excuse me. If you're not receiving the right dollar amount, if you're not checking how much goes into your account, then maybe you didn't add your dependents. So these are all the things that we teach. And when you register as a veteran, you are helping, you're helping everyone. You're not just helping yourself. And I think it's very important to register as a veteran. And so if you would like to, please, listen to our show and listen for the kickoff event. But if you want to register as a veteran, this new veteran count that we're doing and registry, you can send a message to 671-682-7631, and we'll send you the QR code so that you can register because it matters. And what I do want to also say, and I keep trying to get this number out there every show, but we just always run out of time because we talk about so many things. But since January 1st, 2025 until April 1st, 2025, veterans have received $233,661.84 in their bank accounts, deposited, tax-free, once a month for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and that's awesome stuff. And, since everyone's listening out there, everyone in Radioland, we also want you to know that, the offer still stands for Dr. McDermott, anyone from the Hawaii office. I know it's Sunday out there, but I think our veterans are worth at least somebody out there to call in and brief us. We get the congressman's office here that call in and brief. Director San Augustine, you're also welcome to come on the show. You all have been invited, and you continue to be invited. When our veterans need to hear from you, you can't say you don't have a platform. You've been invited. It's out there on Radioland, and everybody's hearing it. So, every opportunity you get to come out and meet our veterans is what they're asking for. So you're the leadership. Come out and tell them what's going on. Mm-hmm. Leadership isn't only about, when times are great, let me brief people. Leadership is when times are tough. and you stand there and you lead people. And sometimes you got to lead from the front. You got to put yourself out there and tell them, let them see what they're facing, why it's so challenging and tough for them. Because once you're able to do that, you open their eyes so they get to see what they're up against. And let me tell you, these veterans, they understand it. They know it. We see them and we talk to them. We don't just talk to them, oh, well, we got some money for this and we're the best thing since sliced bread and, oh, you know, we want to see them every opportunity we get. They're invited to come to all of our events. They're invited, every single one of them, every era. You don't have to be from a specific era. If you're a veteran, you're a veteran. Come see us. We'll take care of you. We'll tell you what we know. We'll help you however way we can. But again, we don't have the resources. The resources we get are from our business partners who believe in this and who continue to help, and from our veterans. This is ran by our veterans and the good people supporting us. So, you know, all of you out there, if you want to be a leader and you want to be a leader of veterans, come visit us. Come see, be there. Get down there in the trenches. Stop leading from, you know, a high castle where, oh, it's an ivory tower. Get down from that tower and come see what's going on down here in the dirt. You'll learn a little bit.
And you said Radioland, and that reminds me of, you know, one of our favorite radio hosts.
Who's that?
Mr. Johnny Atulai. He said he's listening to the show.
That's the other channel.
Hi, Uncle Johnny and Auntie Bobby.
Yeah,
we miss you guys on air. Aw.
Yeah.
Also, this past weekend, we missed it because, you know, we were too busy helping veterans, changing lives. The Wounded Warrior Project had a Easter...
Kind of like a brunch, right?
It was something. They had it at Boonies. We missed it. Sorry, Joe and Julie.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Julie, yes, you guys were both there at the
good job.
at the proclamation.
Thank you for showing
Year of the Veteran Count and Registry. So you know what we plan to do. Someone asked me, you know, and I didn't include it in my welcoming remarks. Maybe we'll talk more about it and dive deep in when we do the official kickoff, is what exactly are we going to do? So we have a plan. We already are talking to the mayors, you know, the Mayor's Council of Guam, MCOG, right? And you can only join or present every first Wednesday of the month. So I think we're hopefully scheduled for June, hopefully. So we're going to work closely with the mayors. And I know there are some mayors who already have a grasp of the veterans in their village, right?
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about what Mayor Tony Chargalev did down there in in Alahan, right?
Yes.
And he coordinated that with Dr. McDermott, right? And you know, so if that's the case, I believe every single mayor should have the same kind of access to Dr. McDermott and the CBOC. So if you need some help or guidance on how to do the same thing that Mayor did, you know, reach out to Mayor Tony and do the same thing. These are the types of things that we should be doing in our villages and on our island, right? Is we need to get out there and do something, you know, and oddly enough, they were able to put that thing together down in Alahan, and that is you know, a good sign of, you know, how veterans do things. They get out there and they say, well, if there's nothing else going on, let me do this. And kudos to him. Great job there, Mayor, and keep up that good work. I know, speaking to Mayor Alvarez from Santa Rita, he also is looking to put something together for the village. So as a matter of fact, Santa Rita has a little public health there also. So they just might have what they need to put something together for healthcare on the western side of the island.
Well, it's already a public health facility, right? Maybe they just need to
exactly.
partner
So it used to be a small area that, you know, public health runs. So now you just got to spruce it up, turn the lights back on, and get some veterans over there to get some help.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. Work with the mayors, and then go, and you know, we're on the radio, right, talking about it. Post in the newspaper. We'll probably post the QR code there to register, and then go to the different malls and do more outreach. Try to go to all these events. I know we're going to be on Anderson, I think.
Well, I know
May 30. I think we're going to be on Anderson May 30. Okay. I think.
I know we partnered with Wounded Warrior, MWR, and WestCare. Oh, by the way, WestCare was there too, right?
Oh, yes, WestCare was there.
So look at all these partnerships, right?
Yes.
When we all work together, right, there seems to be this thing about with being together and working on things, you know, it looks like it works out pretty well. So we have to kind of come together, and that's a good thing that we're doing. And look at even them doing this kind of, hey, let's meet up at the summit. We took care of the summit. Hey, let's do this, you know, proclamation. We show up there, you know. Everyone has an event. We showed up to the event for WestCare. Remember, they did the Hiring Our Heroes.
Yes, and thank you to the WestCare team.
Yeah.
When I couldn't make sure every person that came to the door register with the QR code, I asked them to go around the room and please help them, because some people don't know how to use a QR code, and that was important.
And you know, it's interesting. I don't know if we had a discussion with them if they were affected by the Doge, because I know that some of the other organizations out there were putting out, you know, little things about being affected by the Doge. I'm not sure. I don't think they have.
I hope not, because their program is wraparound, meaning they help the veteran with the benefits, with employment, rapid employment, housing, and homelessness. So hopefully not, because remember, we did speak to the Congressman's office earlier, and they said that's one of the things that they are concentrating on for veterans.
All right.
So hopefully not. So, well, yes, we need to take a break, of course. I'm telling you, Jose, we could talk forever about veterans events. You're listening to us on The Point 93.3. We'll be right back.
KFC's Lent menu is filled with so many seafood options, it's enough to keep you going for the entire Lenten season. They're all here. Popcorn shrimp, fish wraps, fish fillets, shrimp and crab Killigan wraps, and our famous KFC shrimp burger. Mix and match chicken and fish in both 6 and 12-piece family meals with sides and biscuits. And for dessert, you have to try my apple pie poppers. KFC's Lent menu is available for a limited time at all KFC restaurants and for delivery at kfcguam.com or WhatsApp 300-3278. KFC, it's finger-licking good for Lent.
Okay, what's instant issue?
You open an account, you receive your new debit card right then as an instant issue.
And if I have to replace my card for whatever reason?
Yep, your order, it's ready. No waiting for the mail. And you can track your usage on your online banking in real time.
Wait, I can see my purchase or ATM activity when they happen?
Yep, instantly.
I like it. Where do I sign up?
Bank Pacific. You know, where those put branches, we place routes instantly.
Member FDIC.
And we're back. So, you know, when you were, you're talking about WestCare, right? So one of the things that I think I sent you was I follow, Veterans Affairs on Instagram. And one of the things they posted was VA stand-down events. Oh. So bases do this, right? They do stand-down events and they train, or they have family days. They just do something to just reconnect, right? So the VA stand-down event is a 1 to 3 day event where staff and volunteers provide food, clothing, and health screenings to homeless and at-risk veterans. So, I mean, yes, it's on the Department of Veteran Affairs official Instagram page, but it's something that I hope to see one day on Guam, because of course we just have the tiny little CBOC. We don't have a giant hospital. So I'm not sure how many VA employees there are to do this VA stand down, but from a veteran that comes from seeing all the services available to those in the states, the continental U.S. states, and we're here and we're the most patriotic. We're what does Anderson call us? Tip of the spear. And then now we have Camp Blas. Like, I really feel like we're just lacking in services, lacking in facilities, lacking in events, services for veterans. I remember when I lived in the States that I used to volunteer at this event in Iowa where it was a veteran event where because it was cold there, we passed out socks, jackets, the veterans got free haircuts. And that's something that we should do here. I know we wanted to plan it. It was like a giant thing that we wanted to do, but we're also busy doing every other thing. But I mean, look at this, the VA stand down event, they're advertising on Instagram, and I'm like, well, what about us? When are you guys going to do our VA stand down event? And volunteers, that's another thing. We as a nonprofit should be able to volunteer at the CBOC. I know you've been asking about that, but that's something that you see right when you walk into a VA clinic, a VA hospital. You see volunteers at the front greeting you, saying, "Hi, how can I help you? Where do you want me to direct you today?" And they do. They're like, well, because it's a big hospital. I've been to the VA, the Las Vegas hospital located on 1000 North Pecos Lane. I memorized the address because I had to drive there a lot, and it felt like home when you go there because it's so welcoming.
All I have to say is good things are coming.
Okay? I hope so.
And well, they have to be. And I'm a little bit saddened by the fact that you no longer want to be tip of the spear. You want to be tip of the twig. So we're not even a spear. We're a twig. That is not.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, maybe they're talking it up to be a spear, but we're just a twig.
No.
So we're not a well. What's the next step up from a spear?
The tip of the spear, the thing that holds the spear up, whatever it is it's made of. Yeah. Marvin Chrysostomo says, Hafaday HMI. Hafaday Marvin.
Yeah. So again, right, good things are coming. So we just have to, keep plugging away at the things that we're doing. Keep doing the good things because just like everything else in life, right? Everyone sits around and waits until somebody does something before they start saying, oh, maybe we should get in there and help them, or it looks like they need some help. So keep doing what we do, and, things can only get better. So good things are coming.
I hope so. So I was reminded in a message, to talk about the DD-214 for Guard and Reserve. So for Guard and Reserve, a lot of us didn't receive a DD-214 when we either left or retired. The veterans just got the retirement order. So there was an article that was put out about a week ago that said that is it the Secretary of the Army? Said that now Guard and Reserve members will be receiving a DD-214 when they separate and when they retire, which is great because, when it comes to VA benefits, a lot of the veterans hesitate to file or say they'll file, but they can't find their DD-214. And we tell them, don't wait, because the VA has a duty to assist. They're required to go look for your information. They're required to make sure that you are who you say you are. So don't wait just because you can't find your DD-214.
Yeah, that's right. And good job that the DD-214s are not going to be coming to our service members who are in the Guard and Reserve, but we've worked well without them anyway, yes. So it's only going to get better. Yes. So here's one of the good things that are coming. But still, right? Don't let anybody fool you into thinking, oh, I can't file a claim because I don't have a DD-214. File the claim. If you don't know, come see us. We'll give you some guidance on what we know and let you file your own claim. So, end of the day, that's just the things that we should be doing is getting that out there. Register at the CBOC, call Celeste. Celeste has been very, very effective. Even if the CBOC couldn't come out for whatever reason, Celeste has always tried to find a way to get out there and do that. So, register. And even if they tell you no at the CBOC, right? Some of the things that we've heard some veterans being told is, well, file your claim. So, guys, here's the deal. File your claim, right? And, eventually you're going to get into the CBOC. If you can't get it by, the different things that exist right now, file your claim. And if you get a percentage, they have no choice but to help you. So These are the reasons why we say don't go begging for a VA ID card. File your claim and let them give you some.
Yes, and I wish we could be there at the CBOC every day, because there are questions that these veterans have that we can easily answer. Because when you walk into the CBOC, you're walking into Veteran Health Administration. They're only there to give you health care, and only if you're registered. And I hope they're telling them, please go file your claim so that you can become qualified to receive health care here. And then there was the PACTEC expansion, where if you were exposed to toxins, if you were exposed to burn pits, and also that's if you were deployed, but then also if you were at home station. So there's AFFF, there's jet fuel, there's is it the brake exhaust or the fumes, everything that you did while you were in service, and it affected you somehow, either your respiratory condition, musculoskeletal condition, mental health condition, you can still file, even if you didn't. You can still register for healthcare if you didn't file a claim. So you had to have been exposed to something while you were at home station or deployed. So like Anthony said, go see Miss Celeste and she'll help you. And if not, then come see us, go through our benefits boot camp, and we'll show you how you can file a claim. And you should never give up, especially those that got denied. Never give up, because just because you were denied once doesn't mean it's a no forever. You just have to read the letter. The letter tells you what you need to do to get a service connection, but no one reads it. No one teaches you how to read it. That's what we teach you, I think, on the last day of our benefits boot camp. We teach you how to read this long decision letter and to cut through the noise. And I think one of the Congressman Mullen posted about, the things that are happening for veterans. So one of the things that are happening for veterans is proposed, I'm not sure if it was passed or proposed, but the language, the jargon that's in the letters. They said one of the, I don't know if it was a congressman, he testified and he said, these veterans don't understand these words. Can you please, cut all that out and just tell them up front, like, what do you need? What are you missing? What do I need to get my service connection? So that's why you shouldn't give up. There's still so many things wrong with the VA system, healthcare wise and benefit wise. So you shouldn't give up. Just because you got denied doesn't mean you should give up, because there are so many benefits available to you. I think we should make that a show. Talk about all the benefits, because there's just so many.
Yes, we can do that on this show.
That would be beneficial.
Very beneficial.
And then there's the new ID card. I think we talked about this, right, Jose? The next gen ID card. To get your new ID card, so the old pink ones, blue ones, those are all being phased out. So you should be getting the new one, which looks like a CAT card today. It'll say, it'll have your expiration date on it. It'll say retiree, dependent. It'll say 100% disabled veteran. So if you're 100%, that's the ID that you would get. If you're a spouse of a veteran and they're 100%, or if you are a retiree spouse of a veteran, that's what you would get. And then, what was I saying? And
ID cards.
Oh, ID cards. Yes. So next gen ID cards. So go get those, because that's what I'm not sure what the cutoff date is, Jose, but I'll look that up and we'll talk about that next show. The cutoff date for the next gen, when you should be having them. And then I don't know. I just want to tell the veterans, don't give up. And for this veteran count and registry, I want to see our numbers go up every week. We're going to talk about how many veterans it goes up every week. And remember earlier you were telling the congressman's office how many outreaches we do. I did the math. HMI does about 10 outreaches a month.
Very good.
Twice a week chatting with the coach, and then 3 days for.
And are you still getting a good number of brand new participants?
Yes, a lot. Not only that, they're bringing friends. So friends will bring friends, and they'll sit there with them until they're helped. they'll sit there with them and go through the boot camp again with them.
Yeah.
Because they want to make sure their buddy is helped, their relative is helped, their son is helped, their spouse is helped. Because sometimes it takes the spouse to do this for the veteran because the veteran gives up.
So 5 years ago when I started this, just about, right, I said, oh, this will all be over and done in about 10 years. And now that we're here within the 5-year mark, I believe I need to extend that time frame out. So still a need for so much more services. And even the ones that we've helped and have service now, they're still in need of so much more.
And then let us pray for Pope Francis, who just passed away.
Oh,
may he rest in peace.
Wow, he was just talking on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
We will see you all next week.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
The Pope has died. I'm Ted Lindner. This is a Fox News alert. The Vatican announcing this morning that Pope Francis has died at 7:35 a.m. local time at the age of 88. Fox's Jonathan Savage with more.